to Mlc TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluence State of Nigeria. I am Sheriff Fatunana Mohammed. The headlines: Lagos State Governor signs 3 bills to law. The Aviation Industries Association Union have suspended a nationwide industrial action. ASUU appeals to the federal government to honor the memorandum of action the union entered with. The Joint Administration and Matriculation Board announces self-registration outlets in Abuja and Lagos soon. Now the news in detail. The Aviation Industries Association Union have suspended a nationwide industrial action bill to commence Tuesday, February 8th, after an agreement reached with the federal government. Senator Chris Ngigi, Minister of Labour and Employment, stated this while briefing newsmen at the end of a conciliation meeting in the early hours of Tuesday in Abuja. It will be recalled that the aviation workers, under the aegis of the National Union of Air Transport Employees and Association of Nigerian Aviation Professionals, had threatened to withdraw their services by February 8 over poor welfare and unimplemented agreements with the government. Ngigi said the 2 demands of the union were non-implementation of the minimum wage consequential adjustments in the aviation parastatals since 2019 and the non-approval/release of the reviewed condition of services in the parastatals. He said a memorandum of settlement was reached between the aviation workers and the Federal Ministry of Aviation. Ngigi said some resolutions were reached after exhaustive deliberation on the issues which the parties agreed as government. Ngigi said the meeting agreed that those that had exited the system during the period from April 18, 2019 to date would also be paid the arrears. He added that the meeting agreed that some categories of workers in the aviation sector attracted some peculiar allowances which were not extended to others. He said the meeting concluded that all the agencies that had not been paid the minimum wage allowance should write to the NSIWC through the Ministry of Aviation for consideration/evaluation. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, has appealed to the federal government to honor and implement the memorandum of action the union entered with the government that led to the suspension of the last strike action. Arising from the Nsukka zonal meeting of the union held at the Federal University Lokoja, the union said the Congress was called for the purpose of mobilizing and sensitizing its members on the pending issues that the federal government has been dragging to implement in the interest of academic staff of universities. Addressing journalists shortly after the Congress that involved ASUU leadership of 7 universities from Nsukka zone, the chairperson ASUU Federal University Lokoja, Silas Joshua, said the meeting called to sensitize the public, students, parents, and stakeholders on the failure of government to honor the agreement signed with ASUU in 2020. Joshua lamented that some of the issues that led to 1-year strike action by the union, which was suspended in December 2020, were not yet addressed by the federal government. Chairperson further mentioned that the renegotiated agreement, which borders on the welfare of the union members and the general working of the university system, have also failed in the hands of the federal government. He therefore called on members of ASUU to exercise patience and wait for the decision of the national body of the union. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has signed into law 3 bills which were earlier passed by the State House of Assembly. Sanwo-Olu disclosed this while also swearing in 2 advisors during the weekly State Executive Council meeting at the Lagos State House, Ikeja. The governor signed the law to regulate real estate transactions in Lagos State. The law is to provide for the registration of cooperation society in the state, as well as the law to regulate ownership, licensing and sales of pets, and to prohibit and restrict people from having in custody dangerous animals in public places. He said the law to regulate the real estate transaction in Lagos State will help to protect the citizens who fall prey to many real estate professionals, and it will also help players in the real estate sector to know what is expected of them, and for the government to be able to track who is doing what in the sector. Sanwo-Olu also inaugurated the Special Advisor on Public-Private Partnership, George, and Special Advisor on Agriculture, Rice Mill Initiative, Dr. Oluwarotimi Fashola. The Joint Administration and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has announced that it would introduce self-registration outlets in Abuja and Lagos for the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) and Direct Entry (DE) examinations. Head of Media and Information of JAMB, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, disclosed this in its weekly bulletin released on Monday. Benjamin explained that the development was in its bid to leverage the digital competencies of the increasing number of computer-savvy candidates. The board also announced the adoption of 66019 as an additional and optional USSD code beside the 55019 code that had been in operation since 2018 for UTME and direct entry registration and other essential services. It explained that the initiative was to facilitate a hitch-free 2022 UTME and direct registration exercise by ensuring that there was no difficulty whatsoever in the creation of profiles by candidates, especially in a situation whereby many of them would send requests via one USSD code. According to JAMB, prospective candidates for the 2022 and 2023 UTME and direct entry are to use both codes to create their profile for registration. The board had hinted that it was perfecting arrangements aimed at adopting an additional USSD code in its effort to eliminate all bottlenecks associated with the creation of the profiles. The Forum All Progressive Congress APC state legislator of the Federation has endorsed Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State to run for the 2023 presidential election. The Forum expressed the endorsement in a communique issued after its extraordinary meeting and the inauguration of the state legislator for Governor Yahaya Bello to President Yahaya Bello, National, Zonal, and 36 state coordinators in Abuja. The forum in the communique read by the former Speaker of Kano State House of Assembly, Gambo Kiri, urged Bello not to entertain any fear. The members thanked him for leading the clarion call for the presidency of Nigeria and urged him to have no fear or doubt in his race for the exalted office as members of the Nigeria State of Legislators are solidly behind him. The forum also passed a vote of confidence on President Muhammadu Buhari for his sterling and cohesive leadership of Nigeria through thick and thin, urging him to be relentless in ensuring that he leaves Nigeria in 2023 a better place. The State Assembly legislator also passed a vote of confidence on the Governor Meimala Buni, APC Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee for its positively aggressive repositioning of the party. The forum, which thanked the committee for its purposeful leadership, which has attracted men and women of goodwill into the party, further urged the committee to do more. The forum earlier inaugurated national, zonal, and 36 state coordinators to continue to mobilize members from their various states to ensure the victory of Governor Bello's presidential aspiration come 2023. The coordinators inaugurated include Speaker of Kogi State House of Assembly, Prince Matthew Kolawole as National Coordinator, Ahmed Marafa as Deputy National Coordinator North, and Otumba Olufemi Ajambi, Deputy National Coordinator South. Inaugurating the coordinators, Kolawole called on them to go back home and mobilize APC delegates to support in the respective states for Governor Bello to win the party's presidential ticket for 2023. He described Bello as courageous youths that possessed all the requirements to lead Nigeria. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Every country has its peculiar system of government. In Nigeria, we practice democracy, and this is applicable in some countries across the globe, including the United States of America. What is democracy? It is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. In the political arena, we are ready to x-ray how we play politics in Nigeria and other countries. The challenge of power shift syndrome, how it has impacted or affected the people. How can we make it better for all? Join Fatima Yakub on Mlc TV online every Saturday by 9 p.m. to discuss and examine all about the politics and the power that be.
Mr. President, I was once there as an opposition senator. There was never a time that we called the president at that time, who was a PDP president, an insult, because this is our institution, and if we don't conduct ourselves with dignity and respect, nobody will respect us.
The heads of security in Nigeria made several different explanations for killings of our citizens.
The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, I hereby forward for the confirmation by the Senate the appointment of the underlisted nominees as National Commissioners and Resident Electoral Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
To watch us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV. Like our Facebook page, Mlc TV, and follow us on our Instagram, Mlc TV 2021. We are here to inform, educate, and to criticize constructively. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. You are still watching Mlc TV. Leaders and stakeholders under the aegis of the National Consultative Front have met with various partners intending to establish an alternative third force party this month ahead of the 2023 general elections. The National Secretary of NC Front, Mlc Bello, disclosed this in a statement in Lagos, adding that the mega party will be launched in Abuja. She said, leaders of conscience, key stakeholders, and partners in the emergent third force movement of Nigeria met under the auspices of the National Consultative Front in Victoria Island, Lagos, to consummate the various consultations and negotiations among parties and stakeholders aimed at forming a formidable alternative democratic mega party to drive the political rescue and salvation of Nigeria to the ballot in 2023. Bello added that the NC Front is ready to accommodate all partners and stakeholders to form a strong fusion. In accordance with the meeting agenda, she said, stakeholders having received solidarity and goodwill messages from other key partners in the fusion process, namely Rescue Nigeria Project, Nigerian Intervention Movement, strategic elements of the civil society movement, and youth, NSAS movement, subsequently invited presentation from the National Chairman of the National Rescue Movement and African Democratic Congress, respectively, on their resolve and readiness to accommodate all partners and stakeholders in a fusion arrangement. The police on Monday arraigned 7 suspected members of secret court over alleged murder of one Ajibi Ridwan at Malete in Moro local government area of Kwara State. Those brought before an Ilori Chief Magistrate Court included Victor Akpara, Zubair Babatunde, Samu Sadiq, and 4 others who were at large. Police first information report revealed that members of the rival court groups, Buccaneers and Eye, engaged in terrible street fights at Tomak area of Malete, thereby hacking down Ridwan. The prosecutor, Moshood Abola, urged the court to order the remand of the suspects, adding that since they were being tried for the alleged offense of culpable homicide, which is not ordinarily bailable. However, a defense counsel, Barrister Toyin Onolowapo, prayed to the court to grant the accused person bail as they were presumed to be innocent, since no court has tried and convicted them of the offense. The trial magistrate, Adenike Adeniyi, in her ruling, ordered that the accused persons be remanded at the Federal Correctional Center, Mandala, Ilori. The case was adjourned till February 24th for further hearing. Now on our foreign news. In the center of the national capital, massive trucks are parked, many decorated with signs calling for an end to vaccine mandate or simply freedom. Up to 500 such trucks are estimated to be in Ottawa's downtown right now, and many have been there for going on 12 days. There are the sound of running engines, small clusters of protesters chanting on a weekday morning. Some gathered around makeshift fire pits to keep out the winter chill, and the occasional deep honk of a big ring horn. The fence in front of the Parliament building are covered in hundreds of handwritten protest signs expressing support for their cause. The protesters said that theirs is a cause all Canadians should applaud. But after nearly a fortnight of blaring horns and streets shut by blockaders and police, many residents of Ottawa say it differently. Australia has announced the reopening of its border to vaccinated tourists and other visa holders for the first time in almost 2 years. If you are double vaccinated, they look forward to welcoming you back, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said. The reopening on the 21st February will be welcome news for many sectors, including international education. Australia has had some of the world's strictest border controls throughout the coronavirus pandemic. In March 2020, the government closed the borders. It barred most foreigners from entering the country and put caps on total arrivals to help combat COVID. Some international students and skilled migrants have been permitted to enter the country since last December. Let us join Jonah Malik for sports updates.
And on sports update today, Senegal football team have been given a hero welcome upon their return home after winning the African Cup of Nations for the first time. Tens of thousands of ecstatic revelers celebrated the players' return to Dakar, sitting on top of the car and dancing in the capital street. President Macky Sall was among those greeting the team at the airport. When coach Aliou Cissé raised the trophy cup from the roof of the team's victory bus, crowd cheered in delight. It is a street party. Players were transported inside and on top of a coach along a packed parade route to the center of Dakar. One of those among the crowd was 17-year-old student Daye Mbaye, who described it as an unforgettable moment that will last forever. We deserved it. We have been waiting for 60 years, she told AFP news agency while wearing the Senegalese flag in her hair. The celebration began straight after the final whistle on Sunday night, seconds after Liverpool's Sadio Mane sealed the historic victory over Egypt on penalties. People poured out on the street of Dakar, dancing and firing fireworks into the air. The authorities proceeded to declare Monday a national holiday. Austria's Matthias Meyer defended his Olympic Super G title to make history as the first male Alpinskier to win gold medal in 3 consecutive games. Meyer, who won his first Super G title in Pyeongchang in 2018 and also won downhill gold at the 2014 Sochi Olympics, clocked a winning time of 1 minute 19.94 seconds. American Ryan Cochran Segal took a surprise silver with a time 0.04 seconds behind Meyer, with Norway Alexander Amdot Kidal claiming bronze at 0.42 seconds. Kidal was the big favorite coming into the race as the World Cup leader in the speed event, having won 3 of the last 4 Super G races. Kidal was the big favorite coming into the race as the World Cup leader in the speed event, having won 3 of the last 4 Super G races on the circuit this season. And that's Sports Update on Mlc TV. I am Malik Juna.
And on entertainment, let us join Matthias Ayodeji.
On our foreign entertainment news, Netflix is reportedly in early talks to make a feature-length film based on trending new documentary, The Tinder Swindler. According to Variety, the documentary based on notorious conman Simon Leviev could become a feature film, with conversations already underway with the documentary's producers. Although Netflix is yet to confirm the reports, sources indicate that the conversation is in early stages and that the tone of a potential film is still being worked out, Variety says. Directed by Felicity Morris, The Tinder Swindler made a quick move to Netflix top 10 in multiple countries after debuting on February 2nd. Based on the account of victims of Lviv, the true crime doc detailed how the Israeli ex-convict, whose real name is Shimon Ayut, conned multiple Scandinavian women out of hundreds of thousands of dollars by pretending to be the son of Israeli diamond tycoon Lviv using the popular dating app Tinder. Following the documentary's premiere, Lviv, who maintained his innocence, wrote to fans on Instagram stating that he would share his side of the story before disabling his account. Still on entertainment news, multi-platinum selling singer ASUU is the latest Spotify Equal African Music Program Ambassador of the Month. This announcement follows the release of her most recent single, Mayana, which featured on the cover of Spotify Equal African playlist in December 2021. In line with Spotify's bid to promote gender equality in the music industry and showcase influential female musicians, the global streaming platform welcomes ASUU to join the Equal Programs list of formidable African women making waves in music. Through the Equal Music Program, we continue to amplify the work of women creators by offering our resources and creating opportunities for these artists. We are proud to showcase ASUU, who is well known and loved for her boundless ability to create her own world through music, with timeless vocals and themes that captures the emotion of a generation, says Spotify head of music for Sub-Saharan Africa, Fiona Okumu. The Paris-born Nigerian singer and songwriter fuses indie pop, soul, jazz, Afrobeat, and R&B to deliver soul-blazing, chart-topping rhythms that are revered globally. The Jela Krona has been a huge inspiration to alternative and contemporary African artists, both on the African continent and the world for over 15 years since a debut of her first platinum-selling self-titled album, ASUU. With its discography oozing Africanism and soul, the music of ASUU is best defined as a timeless classic with a charismatic, daring and evolutionary style. I am honored to be Spotify's Equal Ambassador of the Month. It's great to be part of something like this. A movement that is new yet has always been. It's beautiful when we are celebrated and recognized for contributions to music and art over the years. In the lead up to the release of my album V, this is awesome, says ASUU. ASUU's track Mayana will lead the Equal African playlist and feature on the Equal Global playlist. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thanks for the update. Bandits have again invaded 2 local government areas in Niger State, killing 44 villagers, including a blind man. The local government invaded Ashiroro and Munya. An impeccable source from the areas told correspondent that the villages deeply affected are Galadima Kolgo, Erena, Chukuba, and Alawa in Shiroro local government area, where the government killed 27 persons. Mostly killed, according to the source, were women and children, while 28 other women, 3 men and children whose numbers could not be immediately ascertained, were abducted. The villages raped were Guni, Dagza, and Zangzaga communities in Muya local government, where no fewer than 10 women and an unspecified number of children were abducted before setting their houses and farmlands ablaze. President Lankman Youth Association Jibrin Alawa, who confirmed this to journalists, said the bandits have already opened up discussion with relatives of those abducted and are demanding 60 million naira ransom before they can be released. Already, most of the affected communities in the 2 local government areas are now ghost town, as the villagers have taken refuge at the internally displaced person camp in Central Primary School, Gwada. Also, the co-convener concerned Shiroro Youth Abubakar Sani Bello Koki, while confirming the development, said the gunmen stormed the community in a large convoy of motorcycles, with each carrying 2 or 3 passengers, wreaked havoc and held the communities hostage for several hours. According to him, these villagers can no longer harvest their farm produces because the gunmen have warned them to stay away from their farms. He therefore called on both federal and state government to intervene immediately. The police are yet to react to the incident. And that's all we have for you today. Join us tomorrow for our daily news via this channel. To contribute and to invite us to cover your events, kindly call any of the numbers displayed on your screen. Visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV. Like and follow us on our Facebook page, Mlc TV. Instagram, Mlc TV 2021. Twitter handle is at Mlc TV 1. I am Sharifat Mohammed. Thanks for staying with us.